Someone cuts you off in traffic. Your chest tightens. A coworker takes credit for your idea. Rage floods your system. Why do other people have so much power over your peace? And what if they didn't have to? You tell yourself you won't react this time. You'll stay calm, rational. Then someone says something dismissive, or ignores your boundary, or acts like you don't matter, and suddenly you're furious. Not just annoyed, genuinely angry. Your heart races, your thoughts spiral. You rehearse what you should have said. Hours pass, days sometimes, and you're still carrying it. Here's what no one tells you. Anger isn't the problem. The problem is what anger is protecting. In psychology, anger is called a secondary emotion. It's almost never the first thing you feel. It's a response to something deeper: fear, hurt, shame, powerlessness. When someone cuts you off, you're not just angry about traffic. You're angry because they treated you like you don't matter. When someone dismisses you, it's not about what they said. It's about the belief it confirms that you're not enough, that you have to fight to be seen. And your brain does what it's designed to do. It defends you. Here's the shift. You're not weak for getting angry. You're human. Your nervous system is working exactly as intended. But here's what changes everything. Anger is information, not a command, not a prison sentence, just information. When you feel anger rising, your brain is telling you, something here doesn't align with your values, or something here threatens your sense of safety. The anger itself isn't the enemy. It's staying stuck in it that destroys you. And the key to freedom isn't suppressing it. It's understanding where it comes from. Let's talk about what's actually happening in your brain. When someone does something that bothers you, your amygdala activates first. This is your threat detection system. It's been keeping humans alive for thousands of years. It asks one question: am I safe? And it decides in milliseconds, before your conscious mind even knows what's happening. If the answer is no, your body floods with stress hormones, cortisol, adrenaline. Your heart rate increases, your muscles tense. You're ready to fight or flee. This is the sympathetic nervous system taking over. And here's the critical part. Your amygdala doesn't distinguish between physical threats and psychological ones. Being dismissed in a meeting triggers the same system as being chased by a predator. Your brain is trying to protect you, but it's using ancient software from modern problems. Now here's where it gets interesting. There's another part of your brain, the prefrontal cortex. This is your reasoning center, your capacity for perspective. When this part is active, you can observe your anger without becoming it. But when you're triggered, blood flow actually decreases to this region. It's called amygdala hijack, a term coined by psychologist Daniel Goleman. Your thinking brain goes offline, and your emotional brain takes the wheel. This is why you say things you regret, why you can't think clearly. You're literally operating with reduced cognitive capacity. But here's the important part. This hijack only lasts about 20 minutes. If you can create space during that window, your prefrontal cortex comes back online, and suddenly you can think again. So how do you actually do this? How do you stop giving people power over your peace? Here are 5 principles, not quick fixes, principles. 1. Name what you're actually feeling beneath the anger. The next time anger rises, pause and ask, what am I really feeling right now? Am I feeling disrespected, invisible, powerless, afraid? This is called emotional granularity. Research by Dr. Lisa Feldman Barrett shows that people who can identify their emotions with precision have more control over them. Because when you name it, you're activating your prefrontal cortex. You're bringing your thinking brain back online, and suddenly, anger becomes workable. 2. Separate the trigger from the pattern. Most of your anger isn't about what just happened. It's about what it reminds you of. That coworker who dismissed you might be activating the same wound as a parent who never listened. That person who cut you off might be connecting to every time you felt unseen. This is called emotional residue. You're not just responding to now, you're responding to then. And when you can see that, the present moment loses some of its charge. You realize, this person isn't doing this to me. They're just doing what they do, and I'm free to respond differently. 3. Reclaim your locus of control. This is the most important principle. When someone bothers you, you're giving them control over your internal state. They pull a string, you react. But here's the truth. No one can make you feel anything. They can do something, and you can have a response to it. But between their action and your response, there's a gap. Viktor Frankl, a practicing psychiatrist who survived Nazi concentration camps, wrote, "Between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space is our power to choose our response." This isn't about suppressing your feelings. It's about recognizing that your feelings are yours, not caused by them, but generated by your interpretation of what they did. And interpretation can change. 4. Develop emotional sovereignty. This is a practice, not a destination. Every day you train your nervous system to stay regulated even when external circumstances are chaotic. This means breath work, physical movement, meditation. These aren't luxuries, they're survival tools. Because when your baseline state is calm, it takes more to knock you off center. This is called vagal tone in neuroscience, the strength of your parasympathetic nervous system, your rest and digest mode. The higher your vagal tone, the faster you recover from stress and the less reactive you become. 5. Choose what you protect. Not every battle is worth your energy. Some people are unconscious, operating from their own pain, and engaging with them is like arguing with a storm. It doesn't change the storm, it just exhausts you. So you ask, is this mine to carry? Does this align with who I'm becoming? And if the answer is no, you let it go. Not because you're weak, but because your peace is more valuable than being right. Here's the mental model that holds this together. Think of your emotional state as a fortress. Most people leave the gates wide open. Anyone can walk in and set fires, and they spend their lives putting out fires, exhausted, reactive. But what if you became the gatekeeper? Not by building walls so high nothing gets in, but by choosing what you let through. Someone's rudeness? That's not an invitation you have to accept. Someone's projection? That's their story, not yours. You let it exist outside your walls. And inside, you protect what matters, your values, your purpose, your peace. This is what it means to never get angry or bothered. Not that you stop feeling, but that you stop being controlled by what you feel. The next time someone does something that would normally trigger you, and you feel that familiar heat rising, remember, you are not at the mercy of other people's unconsciousness. You are not required to carry what they hand you. The anger will come. Let it. Feel it fully. But don't let it make your decisions. Because beneath the anger is always something more true. A boundary that needs setting. A value that needs honoring. A wound that needs tending. And when you learn to meet those, you stop needing the armor. You stop needing to prove anything. You become unmovable. Not because nothing bothers you, but because you've learned that your peace is non-negotiable.